Good morning. Oh, I gotta put this off. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay. We will begin our service with the ringing of the temple bell. At this time, please silence your cell phones and listen quietly as the sounding of the kancho is an invitation to settle our hearts and minds as we prepare to receive the Dharma. Thank you. Welcome to the 2023 Pet Appreciation Service as we enjoy the fresh air and beauty of the outdoors together with our fluffy and furry pets. We welcome Huey, we welcome Jasper, Bridget, and Lucky. Thank you for coming. A very special aloha to Reverend David Nakamoto, who got up very, very early this morning to fly over from Honolulu to be our guest speaker. I am Betty Takeoka, and I will serve as your MC. Just as a note of warning, we have a very, very sensitive mic here, which can pick up anybody whispering in the audience. So be careful what you say, okay? Just a warning. Okay. Your attendance is very much appreciated, whether you are here in person or attending virtually via Zoom. Thank you to those of you who have brought your live pets pictures of pets, or even urns of pets who have passed on. Many of us consider pets as dear family members. They have a very special way of warming our hearts with their unconditional love and companionship. Assisting with technical support are Alan Matsumoto and Joey Guzman. Linda Nagai and her ukulele group and I will lead the singing today. For those of you participating via Zoom, please bear with us if there are any audio or video difficulties, as we are outdoors and will be using a phone to broadcast the service. As a reminder, please be sure to mute your mic during the entire service. Let us start the service with the Vendana and Tisarana, led by Reverend Blaine. Those of you present, please rise if you are able to. Again, those of you online, be sure you have muted your mics. Let us sing both the Pali and English parts together with Reverend Blaine. Sambuddha Sam the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supreme awakened one, Buddha, Son, the child is Dharma, the child is Dharma, the child I go for God. Please remain standing for an aspiration which will be shared by Reverend Blaine.
Please remain gospel. We gather this morning as friends in the Dharma, as fellow travelers along the journey of life. We come together in fellowship to remember and to celebrate the furry, fluffy, feathered, and scaly members of our families who teach us the power of unconditional love. We offer gratitude to them and to the countless positive conditions that nurture and sustain our lives. We also turn our thoughts to the horrific violence occurring in Israel and Gaza and offer a heartfelt wish for peace and an end to hatred and conflict. May we reflect on these words of loving kindness on this day and every day. May all beings of all kinds and all directions be happy and at peace, above and below, near and far, high and low, all types of beings, human and non-humans, seen and unseen, all the animals, birds, and fish, all beings and creatures with no exceptions, may they all be happy. May they be free. I open my heart and accept the loving kindness of every being and creature in return. I let that love into my heart and share the benefits of this meditation with everyone. May all beings be happy and well. May all beings be happy and well. May all beings be happy and well. May there be peace. May there be peace. May there be peace. Interesting in the Buddha of all-inclusive wisdom and all-embracing compassion, we call the honored name of Amida in gratitude, joy, and awareness. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namo
Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Nam. Please be seated. We will now have offering of incense. We invite all Sangha members in attendance to please come up and offer incense if you wish, starting with the front rows and moving towards the back. Your pets are welcome to accompany you. For those of you that are getting hit by the sun, there's like, you can put your chairs here maybe, right by the steps, and some might want to go in the back behind where Mars is sitting, like Riley, Riley, Riley. Kim, are you okay? You want to go in the back? Or let's see. Okay, now we're a little cooler. Okay, now that we're all settled, let us observe a moment of silent meditation. Reverend Blaine will now lead us in chanting the Sutra 12 Homages, or English Junidai. Words can be found on the laminated handouts.
The Junidai, or 12 Homages, was composed by Nagarjuna, the first of the 7 masters of Buddhist history. Nagarjuna celebrates the beauty, the grandeur, and the preciousness of the Pure Land, which manifests the virtues of the Buddha and expresses the desire to be born in the realm of enlightenment. The phrase Koga Chodai Mida Son is thus I bow to Mida, is repeated 10 times and has the same meaning as Namo Amida Butsu. This expression of dedication reminds us of our commitment to the Buddha and the land of peace, where everyone attains the highest fulfillment of Buddhahood.
Space, Buddha's eyes like the blue mountains, bright light moves, Buddha's voice like the nightingale, dancing far to down. Adored with hundreds features, Buddha's beauty moments, dancing far to down. Your virtue shall be clear like space, all benefit from Buddha, down some down. Down. Primal valley for save the sun to be down. Golden ones with the lotus bloom, towers of throne of the news. Buddha is like the bodies of us far, attaining true happiness. They revere the Buddha's face, the sun bow to Amida. All changes like you. Buddha teaches this law to all, the sun to now. Don't have no fear of being faithful to Amida, saying no soothing ways, no tempters, no events, birth leads to enlightenment. Praise virtues boundless like the sea. These virtues get with others for birth. No. 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 No.
A virtue of Amida's vow is we are born in Namanda, 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 Namanda.
If you're able to, please rise for the Gatha, Buddha Loves You, on the handouts. Linda and her ukulele group will accompany our singing. You can sing it. No, put it here. Put it here. Fly, fly, little bird. Buddha loves you, little bird. Tweet, 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 tweet. Run, run, run. Buddha loves you, little bird. Wow, 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 wow. Don't cry, pussycat. Buddha loves you, pussycat. Mew, 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 mew. Fish, Buddha loves you, little fish. Okay, good job. Thank you. Yes, you may be seated. Thank you, Linda and Mildred. This morning, I am very happy to introduce our guest speaker, Reverend David Nakamoto from Honolulu. Reverend David attended Lincoln Elementary School and graduated from Iolani High School. He furthered his education at the University of Hawaii and graduated with a BA and MSW, or Masters in Social Work. He lists his work experience first at Beretania Florist because his parents, Shigeichi and Yukie Nakamoto, were the founders of Beretania Florist. Didn't know that. Yeah. In his professional career as a social worker, he worked for the Department of Health and Queen Liliuokalani Children's Center. He retired after 35 years of service. Reverend David then embarked on his second career as a Jodo Shinshu minister. In 2003, he and his wife Irene both received their tokudo. From March 2004 to July 2008, he assisted at Kapolei Buddhist Sangha and Waipahu Honganji. In January 2009, he served at Wahiawa Honganji. Then from January 1st, 2010 through September 10, 2017, he served at Kailua Honganji, now known as Windward Buddhist Temple. Reverend David has since retired from active ministry. He and Irene live at 15 Craigside, a senior living complex. Remember, we see that on commercials all the time, where he serves as vice president of the advisory board. Always involved with community work, Reverend David has been a board member of the Kokua Kalihi Valley Community-Based Health Center from 1998 till present. Please give a warm, welcoming pause to Reverend David Nakamoto.
Okay. Can we put our hands together in Gasho and for an aspiration, please? All sentient beings, just as they are, there is no expectation of any transformation or alteration. Indiscriminately, beings are reached by the Buddha's wisdom. Namo Amida Butsu. Aloha kako. Thank you so much for inviting me here to this beautiful Kona Honganji temple. And indeed, it's a very beautiful day together to honor the special companions that are in our lives that we deem as our pets. So before going on, let us take some time to honor those Lahaina fire victims, including their pets that have lost their lives, as well as for those enduring hardship as they go through the challenging recovery process. So may we bow our heads just for a moment in silent reverence. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much. Pets are special. They seem to have something innate or something clearly natural that brings out their specialness. Let me share with you a little story about a while back living at the senior complex that my wife and I live at. There was a metamorphosis exhibit, a cage where you see the crownflower leaves on the bottom, and the caterpillars are eating the crownflower leaves, and they feed on that. And then eventually you see cocoons hanging from the roof of the cage. And then as time goes on, the cocoon turns into a beautiful butterfly. Yeah. And you watch that. And so one day, one of the staff people went out to release the butterfly in the backyard behind the building, and I followed her. And she released the butterfly, and it flew up to the monkey pod tree, the big monkey pod tree, and held on to a branch. And I looked at the butterfly, and this butterfly all by itself is clinging to this branch and is put into this big wide world. I mean, this butterfly just came about. Most of us, human babies, they take, so long to get nurtured and fed and even to learn how to take care of themselves. So I thought about the butterfly and I said to myself, what in the world is this butterfly thinking? Yeah. And then does it know what to do next? And then does it know what's going on? And I started asking myself, and I wondered, what kind of support will it have? So here in my mind, I'm thinking all these things. And finally, I begin inferring to myself that this butterfly, after all, must have natural instincts, and somehow it allows it to survive and to live, yeah, in its natural environment. So anyway, I mean, that was my little story, but I thought about insects and animals, and that they have natural instincts that come with them, and we can see it in our pets, yeah, as they bring specialness to our lives, and we have a special relationship to them. So as we think about our pets and what they represent to us, we think about compassion, kindness, yeah, and there is selfless giving seen in their interactions with us, yeah. The interdependent nature of life is manifested as we realize that our pets depend on us just as much as we depend on them. And when we are lonely, our pets fill that void. And there is joy coming home to a companion who brings unconditional love to us. Yeah. So there's much that we can learn from our pets. Buddhism is about awareness and awakening. And pets have a lot to teach us about ourselves. Through our reflection, they help us increase our awareness, be more mindful and loving, and they can help us to stop and kind of slow down, think through our actions, and be more grounded in our lives. In America, pets are truly significant, and many studies have pointed out the benefits of pets in the lives of people. About 68% of families in the United States have pets, and showing that $109 billion was spent last year, for their care. And pet ownership has shown better health conditions or health outcomes for people as they reduce loneliness and boost the moods. Pets used in hospitals can help patients with issues like PTSD, and other conditions, bringing calm and focus to their lives. In Buddhism, as we highlight the contributions pets make in our lives, we are reminded of the interdependent nature of life, and we reflect on that spirit as it extends to animals, plants, and all things as well as us human beings like us. It means that we are interrelated and that all life is one. Because all life is one, we cannot help becoming harmonious, peaceful, and appreciative of one another and all things. So in Buddhism, all beings are seen as sentient beings which have the capacity to have feelings and a certain level of awareness. As humans, when we stand on the same ground as all other beings, such as animals, and we begin to learn from other beings, we can be humbled because we realize that our legacies that we hope to leave behind, such as homes and assets, fancy cars and things like that, are really not great, as great things as we might think they are. The question is, can we leave behind a simple legacy, such as warming the hearts of others when we leave this world? Our great teachers, Shakyamuni Buddha and Shinran Shonin, left behind a legacy of little material value. They left a legacy of spiritual value. They warmed the hearts of others with their teachings and their way of life that illuminated the hearts of so many. And a legacy of light was passed on by these individuals, and they too illuminated the hearts and minds of others. This kept going on, and this light of the Dharma was therefore transmitted. So our beloved pets, they can teach us what a person can give to the world. It can be something so simple and yet so significantly meaningful. And as we honor our pets through a memorial service like today, we think of their companionship and their friendship that gave so much to us. And how wonderful that they have lived their lives with such giving, leaving behind more than they took from life. In the end, they made a greater contribution to the lives of others than they took from the world. To give warmth and light to others, that is something our pets give to us. It is something that our loved ones give to us. It is something that the Buddha gives to us. Pets can teach us that if we live our life by just giving even a bit of light and giving a bit of warmth, how worthy and valuable can this be in our lives? So these simple truths pointed out by our pets helps us as we reflect on our own liberation in Buddhism. Shinran Shonin is amazing because his writing reflect how he has seen deep into his spiritual self. In looking into his spiritual self, he is shown or sees his ego self. Through the light of the Dharma, he sees his ego self beyond the clever defense mechanisms, beyond the rationalizations that the ego self normally uses to protect itself. For example, our ego self is quick to blame others for when things go wrong. It wasn't my fault. It was his fault, or it's their fault. He messed up. It couldn't be me. I'm never wrong. Laugh, you were supposed to laugh. A clear example of this from his writing titled Reflections of a Foolish, Bald-Headed One. And the title itself shows how sharply honest and sincere he is about himself. Who in his right mind calls himself a fool? In his writing, Shinran expresses his awareness of his quote unquote inside versus quote unquote outside. It means that he is able to see how he shows himself to the world, his quote unquote outside, but also see how he truly feels his quote unquote inside. So here's some excerpts as translated by Reverend Marvin Harada, and he captures these thoughts, and it goes something like this. It says, on the inside, I have doubtful feelings. On the outside, I appear to have religious understanding. On the inside, I have an evil nature. On the outside, I appear to be good. On the inside, I am deceitful. On the outside, I appear to be sincere. On the inside, I am foolish. On the outside, I appear to be wise. So, like a mirror that reflects, Shinran in his writings shows how his true self or his enlightened self illuminates his heart and mind and shows his ego self. What is being said here is that he is able not only to see, but confess his inner and outer self. To explain this further, we only see that which we show to the world, our outer self. No, our outer sincere self, but Shinran sees his inner deceitful, self-centered, foolish, insincere ego self. This becomes his enlightenment. The inner ego self that is hard to see, Shinran is able to see because he has a mirror. This mirror is his true self and reflects and illuminates, showing him his ego self. So, however, anyway, this complex understanding of the teachings may seem, as explained by Shinran, the Buddhist path as a whole, and especially the Shin Buddhist tradition, is seen one of seeing oneself. It is the hardest thing in life to see. And the teachings point out, however, that once our life is illuminated or reflected, such that we see a glimpse of the ego self, our life will be radiant, bright, and unbounded. So in conclusion, as we send this message of in our pet appreciation service, we honor them and let us remember what they share with us in giving of their warmth and light. Pets can teach us that we can live our life by giving even a bit of light and giving a bit of warmth. How worthy and valuable can this be in our lives? So in conclusion, may our pets continue to be our inspiration as we journey to learn and live the Dharma in our lives. Thank you all for listening. Namo Amidabs. Namo Amidabs. Namo Amidabs. Thank you.
Thank you for your message, Reverend David. Brennan Gallardo will now lead us in unison reading of the Golden Chain of Love. Words can be found on the laminated handouts. Please recite the words out loud with you.
I'm a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds. Depends not only on happiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida golden chain bright and strong, and may perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Brennan. Great job. If you are able to, please rise for the Gatha Nimbutsu. Please be seated. This concludes today's service, and before we go on to announcements, I just wanted to introduce our pets that are here today and the families that they belong to. So first of all, Lucky with Linda Nagai. Where's Lucky? Hi, Lucky. Then there's Huey from the Asakura Gallardo family of Darcy and Steve and Brennan, and Grandma Diana. Hi, Huey. And then we have two from Jack and Hetty. There is Jasper and Bridget. Jasper is the big one. Bridget is the smaller one. Thank you for bringing them to today's service. They were very, very well behaved. Very well behaved. And like Reverend David said, pets, they have no inner ego. They are what they are. They show you exactly what they are. And that's why they are loved so much. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so now here's a whole bunch of announcements. Next Sunday, October 22, regular Dharma family service will be held at 10 o'clock a.m. Linda Nagai will conduct the service and share a Dharma message, as Reverend Blaine will be away on a much-needed vacation. There will be no Sunday service on October 29, as Reverend Blaine and Linda and Joey as well have been invited to attend the grand opening of Hilo Betsuing's new preschool facility. Sunday, November 5, Cub Scouts Pack 12 will sponsor the Veterans Appreciation Service at 10 o'clock a.m. Eitaikyo or Sangha Memorial Service will be held on Sunday, November 12 at 10 o'clock a.m. In-person guest speaker will be Reverend Tomo Hojo from West Kauai, Honganji. Please save the date of Sunday, November 19. There will be no service, but your kokua will be greatly appreciated for the Kona Honganji General Cleaning Day starting at 8 o'clock a.m. Please come to help, even if it's for just a little while, so our temple and grounds can get a good once-a-year cleaning. The giving of your time and energy is a wonderful way to express dana, for which we are very grateful. Lunch and refreshments will be served to entice you to come, okay? There will be no Sunday service on November 26th, as we will all be enjoying our Thanksgiving weekend. As a reminder, be sure to open, read, and click on the attachments and interesting as well as useful links that were included with Reverend Blaine's weekly update, which he emailed this past Thursday. The 2023 Temple Membership Update Form has been mailed out and is also attached to Reverend Blaine's email. Please be sure to complete and return it as soon as possible. Mahalo. Free COVID test kits, which expire this month on October 21, are still available in the conference room. So please help yourself. Any other announcements, Reverend Blaine or anyone else? Nope. Okay. Once again, thank you, Reverend David, for being our guest speaker. Warmest mahalo to pets and their owners for sharing this time with us. Special thanks to Alan, Joey, John, and Norman for their help in setting up the tables and chairs. Any help will be appreciated in putting the tables and chairs back. Those of you here in person, refreshments will be served in the social hall. A big mahalo to Lisa Siriaco, Diana and Darcy Asakura, and anyone else who brought goodies to share. Remember to get your COVID booster as well as flu shots. Please stay safe, and we hope to see you at future Sunday services. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you.